We be talking that real talk. We be talking that truth. Talking about what God did for us and how He brought us all through. Yeah, this is Kingdom Talk. This is Kingdom Talk. This is Kingdom Talk. Yeah, this is Kingdom Talk. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Kingdom Talk. This is going to be an amazing show today because we talking about relationship goals, y'all. I'm your host, Portia Carter, and these are my wonderful co-hosts.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Paris Alberto. Welcome to Kingdom Talk.
Hey y'all, my name is Alamide K. Giwa, also known as Salami Lam.
What's good? It's Jerry, aka J Matt. Welcome.
Welcome, guys. Today we're talking about relationship goals, but these aren't the relationship goals that you're thinking about. These are my relationship goals with Jesus.
Hallelujah. So y'all thought, okay.
Okay, so we wanted to talk about this topic because a lot of times people have this idea of fighting religion versus relationship and all these different things, when in all reality, if we can be completely honest, Christianity is a religion. The problem with that is people take religion and they mask it with rules and organized systems that try to make you do in order to be loved by God. When being loved by God is not about doing, it's just about being. He loves who you are because He made you and because you're you. So you don't have to follow all of these rules and regulations that say you can't wear this and you can't wear that to be a part of God, or you can't do this and can't do that. The thing about it is, when you have a relationship goal with the Father, you have that relationship because whatever you're struggling with, whether it be you messing up or sinning and all of that, Jesus paid the price for that. He was a perfect being because you don't have to be. He was that perfection for you, and He died on the cross and He rose again so that He could give you the power to have a relationship with the Father like none other. And with this relationship, my relationship goal is to be in love with Jesus, because just like any other relationship, when you're in love with somebody, regardless of what they say or what they do, you're going to love them unconditionally. Like when you're in love, your day is organized by that love. What you do, what you say, what you're reading, how your night goes, how you plan your weekend, everything is done by you being in love. So in order to be in love with somebody, you have to continue to follow the rules that they give you. So yes, there are rules that you have to follow, but you do those things through love. Just like when you in a relationship, you can't do any and everything. Like you can't just talk to your partner any old kind of way, or you can't run out you can't run out all out on them for weeks and weeks and never come back. Like that's a relationship.
That's
So because you're in a relationship with the Father and you're in a relationship with Jesus, you know that there are things that you have to do in order to hold that relationship. So my relationship goal is to be in love, because I know being in love with Him, I'm going to do what He tells me to do, and I'm going to say what He tells me to say. And that's why we're here today. So what are your relationship goals? We're going to go into Faith Talk right now and ask our wonderful co-hosts different things about relationships and how they feel about being in a relationship with God.
Faith Talk starts now.
Do you honestly think just believing in God and going to church is enough?
I'll start with that. I honestly believe, like, in order to enter heaven, you just need to believe in God. You know, that's just me per se. It may not be right, may be wrong, I'm not sure, but just me, my perspective on that is just, if you believe in God, you're going to heaven. You know, period, point blank. I don't think that you have to go to church every single Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Friday to enter the floodgates of heaven.
Amen.
You know, I just don't think that.
The scripture goes, if you believe in your heart and confess
Confess
in
with
your
your
mouth.
mouth.
Jesus
Yeah, I was
Christ.
thinking that.
Yeah.
You would be saved.
God,
You'll be saved.
You'll be saved.
Yeah.
So you're saved, and you being saved means, yes, now you get to enter into eternity with me. But I think that the big thing is when you say, when you believe in your heart.
Because I read the scriptures that say you know, you say that you believe me
Exactly.
and your hearts are far from me. And yeah, you call out my name, Lord, Lord, but in the end, I'm going to say, depart from me, I never knew you.
And just to piggyback off that, I think it's a scripture that says, he who is saved indeed. So basically that means is this: if you're saved, you know him. So if you know him, you will want to live right. You will want to just commune with him. You will want that intimate relationship with him. So not saying that it's wrong to not go to church and stuff like that, but I just feel as if they do come in agreement with believing in God, they can go to church. But
you don't have to go to church and have a relationship with the Lord.
Of course, not at all. But when you have a relationship with God, I feel like you are ignited to go to church. Like you have a zeal.
You want to be in fellowship.
You know, definitely.
Well,
So
that's all about truly believing, though, right? Because
Right.
like, if I truly believe in my heart, just like what Portia was saying in the intro, my life is going to start to line up with it.
Exactly.
But if I'm not truly believing it 100%, and you can also like lose belief, and you can like lose hope in God and turn your heart away.
Definitely.
That's why every day it's a constant renewal of
Yeah.
it. So that's why you can be on your deathbed and you can finally truly believe in God. It's so gracious and so powerful.
He gonna say, come on, right
It's
over
so
here.
wonderful that if you truly
Wow.
believe and turn to Him, even in that, like on the cross.
I was just
Like,
just about to
I mean,
begin.
you say, go ahead.
I was just about to.
Go ahead, Mommy.
I was just about to say
Let 'em
something
know.
about that. Like, Christ went to the cross, there was two other people that was getting crucified with him.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like, if you say that you're God, then you take yourself down from this or whatever. But the other one was just like, truly I know who you are, and like, just don't forget about me when you go into your kingdom.
Yeah.
And because he said that, he believed.
He said you're gonna be right there with me.
Look, I got you.
He said on this day.
On this day.
He will be
So I think about that. Like, I think about, the chances that God gives us and like having that relationship with him. I think you should, if you believe, and also it's by what we are being and doing. Like, faith without works is dead. I think it all just comes together.
Yeah.
Not just if you believe, like you have to have fellowship. Like you're not on this earth by yourself. When Christ did ministry, he wasn't by himself. Like he did ministry with the disciples, So I think both. I'm kind of like in between. I'm kind of neutral.
That's cool.
I just want to go into this as well though, real quick. Like when I first started this journey and just believing in God and listening to His voice and just trying to do my purpose and what He's called me to do. When I was fresh in this though, like I was just doing secular music. I was just in the world heavy. I was partying, drinking, smoking, like turned up. But I always heard His voice and I always felt His presence, And it was just like, I felt the tug. It was something about it. But I was not in church heavy. I wasn't in fellowship with Christians and all that. But it was just something of me knowing like, I wanted more for myself because of something inside of me. I wanted to stop drinking, not because I just knew it was bad, but it was something that it was God telling me, regardless of a church telling me. You know what I'm saying? And it was just not all of a sudden, look, I'm in fellowship. It's just levels to it. It's about relationship.
Yep. I'm so glad you just said that. I remember when because I didn't believe in God. You couldn't pay me Jesus. What? I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. But there's a drawing, that takes place. And I remember when I got baptized, I thought once you get baptized, that's it. You can keep drinking, you keep smoking, you keep fornicating, all of that. And I did that for a while. I did that for like a year and a half. But then in 2011, I started to feel this word called conviction. Amen. And I'm just like, if I'm sitting here reading the word, I'm edifying my spirit, something has to change. Like you said, the renewing of our minds daily. Like I had to read the word and like really understand, like, wait a minute, I've been defiled in the temple. Like, oh my God, like I'm sorry. So I don't know, that relationship goes very deep, and it's past religion. Religiosity is, that's a whole nother dimension. Like
which leads to question number 2.
Let's go.
Why do you think people of our generation who grew up in church are so against it now?
It's because, in my opinion, it was beat across their face. Honest to God truth, like growing up, they didn't play that. I couldn't miss a Sunday. If I overslept, my grandma coming in my room with a belt. You get up to church. And And then it's so,
that's an old
and it's just so crazy. When I look at religion now, even today, like at our church, I see people who continue to go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, and it's just like, is this routine or is this relationship? Like I'm so like, are you really worshiping Him or are you just worshiping in routine? Is your muscles just used to putting your hands up and are you just saying these same hymns or is it coming from a place of relationship? You know, and I discern so much. You know, I'm like, yo, are you really worshiping or are you really just like, are you just really just doing this thing called acting? In my opinion, it's just like, is this what you do or is it what you really do? You feel what I'm saying?
Amen.
So it's just like, so it mind boggles me and it irritates me because it's just like I used to do that. Like I have to, as a kid, I had to get up every Sunday, go to church. Hey, whatever the hymns was, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but as a little kid, not knowing what I was doing, not knowing what I was around, not knowing the spirit that was breaking strongholds and all that, not knowing all that, but I'm still in it and it's just like routine and my spirit wasn't really getting fed, you know? So and I see that now in the grown adults because they haven't deciphered between relationship and religion. They don't know how to break it. It's just like, well, I've been doing this ever since I was a kid, and real healing don't come from religion. It comes from relationship. So, yeah.
I just think religion is imprisonment.
Definitely.
Like you're basically doing, like when you in prison, you do the same thing every day. You wake up, they let you out your cell, you go get food, you got time in the yard.
Oh, you been
I've never, this is the thing, I've never been time, I've never been locked up, thank you.
So you think people of our generation felt like it was a prison because that's what I'm asking. Why don't they want to be in church anymore? Why are they so against it?
I feel like he said, they were in prison in their minds, like from when they were little all the way up until right now. So we're just like, oh dang, I got freedom now. This is what, because they've been so sheltered and because it's been instilled in them since they were little, they think like, oh, this is where I have to be, when God was just like, no, I just want your heart. Like all this extra stuff you're doing, like I don't care about all of that. Like I just want you.
And a lot of churches as well has perverted God's love.
They have.
And when I say that, I say this. Like, there's so many people that are going through so much. Like, I had a private conversation with my boy. Like, I felt like it was hard to communicate with him because of the level that I put him on. You know, but it's just like so many people put churches on this level. Like, I can't go to church because I fornicate. I can't go to church because I drink and smoke. They judge me. So I don't want to go. You know, so a lot of people too, a lot of people who grew up in church, they church hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and church hurt derives from people taking these organized systems and beliefs and traditions and rules and manipulating them to their benefit, to say that I'm higher than you, and if you're not where I am, then you're beneath me, or you can't be here. And then that hurts people because God is love, and He loves you regardless of who you are, regardless of what you do, regardless of what you say. He's going to love you regardless because it is a relationship with Him. Just like your mate, when you're in love with somebody, I keep referring to real relationships because these are the relationship goals that I seek in my life. I want somebody to love me for me unconditionally, all of my flaws and all, no matter what I have going on. So just like how Christ loved the church, and if Jesus loves you regardless of what you have going on, then there should be nothing ever in the world that tells you something different. And no person should be able to tell you what you're not doing right in order to receive His love, because it's not about doing, it's just about being.
Amen. And the last thing I would throw is really shortly is because we've seen people just, like, I can speak for myself growing up, that going to church and all the services, but I see no fruit in their lives.
Amen.
So I'm seeing you go through all these rules and you're checking off all these boxes from the outside, but nothing's changing. So I think we saw that. It's like, well, why even do that if they're going to be the same? So we need to see God from the holistic perspective of who He is and seeing the fruit.
Ooh, something just dawned on me.
Go ahead.
Religion, imprisonment, relationship, intimate. I'm sorry.
Now she's a rapper. She done went to jail. Now she a rapper.
I'm not. You ain't got to her like that. This is the thing though. I used to read up in a lot of documentaries and stuff like that. I want to know what people think or how they think and why they are where they are. So that's what you study. I was just watching videos on YouTube randomly. Yeah, so but that's an imprisonment. Like that's the same thing. So religion, imprisonment, relationship, intimate.
Okay, so since we're talking about intimacy with God,
look at that, alignment.
Since we're talking about intimacy with God, from your personal standpoint, I want to know, what side of God do you know? Because many people know God as Father, Lord, Savior, Protector, Provider, Healer, all these different sides, but God only reveals himself to whichever side you seek after.
That's so
good. How have you sought him out, and which side do you know because of the way you sought him?
That's so good. And this gets me so emotional when I talk about this topic, because because God, I come from a broken home. My parents got divorced and all that. And when my mom got remarried, I witnessed a lot of physical abuse. And it was to the point that I was scared to go into my house. I would sleep in my car in grocery store parking lots. And I will never forget, I heard all the time growing up, God is with you, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. My grandmother beat those scriptures into me. And it was just yo, God, I am struggling. This is some movie type stuff. I heard about Chris Brown and his mama getting physically abused, but never me. What is my life? And I will never forget, I sat in the car at a parking lot, a grocery store parking lot, and I was scared to go into my house. And all I could do was scream on the top of my lungs in my car, God, where are you? I need you. I need you. And when I tell you, ever since that moment, even right now, I just see a light shining on that car. And ever since then, my life has completely changed. She blessed me with my own crib. I was able to move out. You know what I'm saying? I was started doing music, and I was able to move to LA. So it's just but he's definitely been my comforter, my real father, my father, who, I'm trying to tell you, it was so much that I was going through. My dad was never around. I didn't know how to shave. I didn't know how to do certain things that men knew how to do, but God was teaching me everything. Amen. When I tell you he can counsel you in that way, when I was seeking him through all things at that season, God, teach me how to do this, teach me how to do that, teach me how to speak, teach me how to treat women. And he was counseling me. So he's my father, he's my provider, and he's surely my protector. He protected me from so much stuff. And I'm just so grateful. And that's why I love him. And that's why I can't go back to the person that I used to be, because of the relationship that I had. It's so amazing what he's done. It's so amazing what he's done. And I've been through so much even up until this day. But God is just so good, because I know he's never failed me.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, so, yeah. Wow, y'all got your boy emotional.
You got me.
They hit me right here,
I'm trying to learn my makeup, fool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what side of God did you know? I was just sitting here trying to think. I know him as a lot, but if I could just narrow it down, I know God as the lover of my soul. The lover. He's my lover. He's my lover. He's my sustainer. And he's my keeper. Just as we was talking about earlier, I've been abstinent for 5.5 years. And it's just crazy how in the past, just giving yourself to someone freely and just willy-nilly or whatever, and it's not even your husband. Where for me, it wasn't even my husband, and for God to restore me, even after that relationship, it was toxic. But I just thank God for seeing me where I was and grabbing me from the pits of hell. I felt like I was in the pit, and he okay, you gotta get this. You gonna understand this. And it took for me. I envisioned myself being in a well with no water in it, and looking up. I'm getting emotional now. Being in a well with no water in it and looking up, and I see the sky, I see the sun and all of that, and I'm just reaching up, screaming for somebody to come save me. And I just feel like God's hand is so big and so strong, and he reached down and he came and got me out, you ready? And I was just God, I went hard in the world, now I want to go hard for you. Amen. And since I said this is what I wanted to do, I feel like God has been keeping me, has been sustaining me, and it hasn't been easy. I have my moments. The enemy tried to attack me in my dreams, but I'm just God, I want to please you. Your word says my body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. I was bought with the price, so honor you with it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm honoring God, and I'm learning God in ways and seeing him in ways dang God, I don't even think about the years. I be forgetting like, oh dang, it's been that many years. But it's just like when you're in communication with God, and when you're communing and you're in relationship and fellowship with God, all that other stuff don't even matter. Like, and just keeping my thoughts on Christ and like keeping my thoughts fixed on Him and like just, I don't know. I just love Jesus, y'all. Like, he's definitely
so
kept me, sustained me, even when I wanted to give up on myself. Like He's just like, no, baby, I'm not even gonna let you do all of that. Now, the way I talk to y'all, this is how I talk to God. I don't do all that extra other stuff, but when it need be, I go where I need to go, like go to the throne. But so I see Him as Abba, definitely my daddy, a lover of my soul, sustainer and keeper.
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all, this is amazing. God is so good. Like just seeing everything that God is for y'all, for me. Man, He has been my stable ground, y'all. Like, I just think about my whole life, everything that I've seen, everything that I've been through, like the environment I came from, and I just picture like earthquake going on in my life, and God just being that stable ground.
Amen.
For me. Like throughout all of my life, I felt Him doing that. So as there's like chaos going, you know, domestic violence in my house, there's just been like shootings and killings and gang violence and drugs, I'm just like on God with stable ground. Walking through the midst of it all, like unscathed, man. And He's been consistent in it. And I just love Him for that. Like, I say it all the time, like I don't know how I'm gonna make it to the next thing that He has for me or the next level or whatever, but I trust Him because I've always been able to do that.
Amen.
I've always been able to depend on how stable He is and His stability. Like, and that's just been amazing that He's kept me through that. So for me, man, like He's just my stronghold. I just lean on Him. Like He's that strong pillar structure in my life. Like that's God for me, y'all.
Dear God, I just want you to know You are my provider.
Amen.
You are my shelter. And y'all, God, when I tell y'all this homelessness life, y'all, so since I've been in LA, almost every Tuesday, I go and I feed the homeless downtown on Skid Row with the Peggy Beatrice Foundation, started by Pierre Johnson. And I do that because it's personal for me. When I was 10 years old, we got put out and we had to go to a shelter. And me and my sisters and my mama, we in this shelter. You know, sometimes I would hear my sisters crying at night. You know, when your sister's crying, you cry. And I would be crying at night. I had to spend my birthday in there. My hair fell out. My hair fell out so bad. I was stressed out. And I was only 11.
It's not funny, but
no, I'm serious. I was only 11. Like, I went from 10 to 11 in there. And God was there for me. He was there. He has been my shelter. Your shelter. From that point all the way up until now, moving to LA and struggling with, you know, trying to get my own place and all this stuff. Like, He has definitely been there. So God, You are my shelter.
Amen.
He has been my friend. Because I need that friendship. A lot of, just like I was telling y'all before, like a lot of people in my life, well, first of all, I moved around a lot. So, well, I grew up in Detroit all my life, but all of my middle school years I spent in Atlanta, Georgia with my dad. And, you know, from moving to Detroit from elementary, going to Atlanta for middle school, I left my elementary friends, and then my middle school friends, I had to leave them to go back home to Detroit. And through all those times, I've developed so many strong friendships that I had to leave, you know. And every time I had to leave them, it has always been like, dang, am I ever going to see them again? So I've learned to build, you know, borders around my heart when it comes to losing friends. And then I've had, you know, in college, I've had people leave me and stop being my friend because I was too clingy or I held on too tightly and stuff like that. But God He never let me lose my grip.
Amen.
He don't care how tightly I hold. Clean, baby, clean. He don't care how clingy I am. Amen. He don't care that I want Him to be next to me or with me. He don't care. He loves me. He's my friend. I can talk to Him. He always there. And like, oh my God, one time I literally heard him say, I got you. I'm here with you. When I got baptized. I'm down in that water and I didn't want to come up. I'm like, PT, no, don't bring me up. Because he was literally with there and he was like, I got you. Like, I'm your friend. I got you. I got your back, you know?
Yeah.
And it just feels so amazing to be able to call him a friend. Mm-hmm. He's been my mother and my father.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I love him for that. And not saying that my parents aren't there, but there have been times where I've questioned that, you know?
Amen.
And God has filled in. So, yeah, that's what he is to me. And that's how I know him. That's our relationship.
All right.
It's Jesus to you.
Okay.
I just love Jesus.
Okay, so for my next question, a lot of people say in order to find God, you have to seek him. In order to build a relationship with him, you have to spend time with him. So what does seeking God look like, and how do you spend time with him?
All right, y'all. We will continue next week. See you later. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Well, guys, that was part 1 of relationship goals. We'll be back with part 2 next week.
We be talking in real talk. We be talking that truth. Talking about what God did for us and how he brought us all through. Yeah, this is King